What's up, gamers? Hey, once again, thanks again for tuning in to the Game and Rebirth DL channel. So what do we have today? Today we have an amazing video where we will be doing the offline installer for the PlayStation 4. Now this is pretty cool, so if you're traveling then you can launch this exploit. So of course, always follow HackInformer. No need to host PS4 exploit payloads with this new offline installer. Now you don't need a PC or anything like that. Now thanks to Celeste Blue, notice this when he was running the offline installer. Now we have it for everyone. Now there's a video in the link. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description for the article. But what we will go ahead and do, we will go to that website through our web browser, and then we will go ahead and launch it through the PlayStation 4. Now keep in mind, this only loads one exploit offline, and developer Al Asif is still testing the method. There might be other things that can be loaded, but for now we will only load the hen. But we will run our tests right now to see if it works, which is pretty cool. Now you can read more about the article. You will need to use the Al Asif DNS, which if you don't know how to do it, we'll go ahead and do it right now. Or you can do my previous video, which it shows you as well step by step. But we turn on our PlayStation 4 and we're going to set up the Al Asif DNS. So we go to settings, we go to network. Now we have to check the connect to the internet checkbox so that we can go ahead and set up our network. We use Wi-Fi. Well, in my case I'm using Wi-Fi. I'm going to select custom. Okay, so I'm going to select my network. Now for IP address, I'm going to select automatic. The HCP hostname, do not specify. DNS settings, this is where we select manual. Now primary DNS, you will see on HackInformer's webpage, the 165.227.83.145, and secondary DNS would be 108.61.12.158. Make sure you have them. Then we click next. MTU settings, we select automatic. Proxy server, we do not use. And then you can either test the internet connection. As you will know, you will not get internet connection. It will fail. Okay, so now we will go to settings, then user guide and helpful info, user guide. So initially we will go ahead and select our firmware, which is 5.05. Now you will need to load the exploit first. So I will select hen. Okay, so once we get the done notification, then we will go to our web browser. Okay, so we launch the PS4's web browser and we're going to enter the URL https://renpdrm.customprotocol.com/PS4/505. So once we load that, we click OK, and then we're gonna be all set. So this will load the information to the cache on your browser, which is amazing. So make sure you go after you launch the exploit to that web page or URL. Make sure you launch that URL. So now I'm going to turn off the PlayStation 4 because technically right now I have the exploit. So I'm going to turn it off. So if you're going to travel and you launch it at home and then you take your PlayStation 4, then it should work. You will see the examples right now. So I am ready to select my user 1. You guys will see that under settings I don't have debug settings, which it means I don't have the exploit. Now I'm going to go to network and deselect the connect to the internet. So I'm not able to connect to the internet right now. I'm going to launch user guide and helpful info, then user guide. You guys will see these selections from Al Asif launches. We click 5.05. Okay, so now we're gonna select hen. You guys will see that we get the exploit running, which is pretty cool. Let's try settings again and check if we have debug settings. There you have it, guys. We have debug settings. Technically PlayStation 4 has been exploited If we go to launch the game, as we'll see, the game starts, which is pretty cool. You don't need the internet connection. So now we're going to close the application and we're going to turn off the PlayStation 4 once more to double check to see if it works. We know it works through the user guide, but we're going to try it now through the website that Celeste Blue for the host. Now keep in mind, right now we are not connected to the internet, so we launch our user. Okay, so we go to settings. If we scroll all the way down, you guys will see under network I am not connected. If I launch the web browser from the PlayStation 4, I already have the web page. It's launching, it's thinking, which is pretty cool. We get the correct error that we need, that there's not enough memory. Then we get the Java error, which is good. And then you're all set, guys. So this information gets saved in the cache. If we go to settings, we go to debug settings. There you have it, guys. The PlayStation 4 has been exploited offline. If we launch the Spider-Man 2, it launches, guys. Okay, so I'm going to power it off again, just to triple check. Okay, so now we go back to the PlayStation 4. We go to settings. We don't have debug settings, so the PlayStation 4 is not exploited. If we run a game, we know that it will not launch because we have not run the exploit. But if we go to settings, we can either go to user guide, helpful info, user guide, or the web page. Now we select 5.05 and we select hen. There you guys have it. It's running, it's working. This is amazing. Thank you guys, developers, Celeste Blue. You guys are amazing. We can take our PlayStation 4. You can run it through user guide or the web browser of the PlayStation 4. So guys, if this helped, remember to hit like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. As always, Gamer Rebirth out.